Hey there folks, today I'd like to take a casual peek into the DC Universe Signature Collection, the Flash action figure set by Mattel. This set, also known as the Jay Garrick Flash, is the April 2012 release of the DC Universe Club Infinite Earth subscription program, and is also the very first figure released in the subscription. Now, being a member of the program, I did receive this figure set from Matty Collector, but I did receive it in May of 2012. There was a 1-month delay in the release, and I ended up paying about $15 for this set. Now, taking a look at the figure and the packaging that the figure comes in, we could see the long-awaited Jay Garrick Flash in figure form, at least in the form that is similar to the DC Universe Classics line that the Signature Collection is spawned off from. And I've been waiting for this figure for a while, and it's finally here, and I'm very happy that it is. And you can see the Golden Age hero here in the box, and it's pretty cool. Now, just taking a look at the packaging, because this is the first one from the series. It's very nice. It's a nice trapezoidal type packaging design here, and very simple and I like to say elegant design. It's very, very nice. Yeah, you have the DC Universe and Signature Collection at the top, with the character's name here at the bottom. And we have the figure laid out in a very neutral pose, which is very, very nice. It looks like that Mattel had listened to the fans, well, including myself, because I've been a big fan of figures packaged in neutral poses. I really did not like the dynamic posing that Mattel did a lot of the times in the DC Universe Classics line, because that was prone to bent limbs, and not many folks like having bent limbs on their figures. And it looks like that Mattel finally listened to us fans, and began packaging the figures in these very neutral stances, which is very nice. I never thought that dynamic posing sold the figures, and in the neutral pose, I think itself is still very nice on there. And as long as you display the figure nicely, dynamic posing is really not essential. But very nice neutral pose there. On this side of the packaging, we have the DC Universe and Signature Collection logo there. And on this side, we have again a nice logo there, and a picture of Jay Garrick, which is very nice. Here we have the back of the package, and we have here the full picture of Jay Garrick. And I really like the artwork they used here, and it's very cool, and a nice starburst type pattern behind the character there. It's very cool. And we have the Signature Collection logo again at the top, the Flash here below that, and Jay Garrick's his real name there, him being the first of several Flashes in the DC Universe. And here we have a bio for Jay Garrick as the Flash. Very nice design on this packaging. Now we'll be right back and have Jay Garrick, the Flash, out of the package. Okay, we're back, and we have the Flash, or Jay Garrick as the Flash, out of the package. And I gotta say right now, I really love this figure. And with the year coming to a close, I gotta classify this as one of my favorites of the year so far. It's a simple design, really nothing too flashy, pun intended, or intricate with the design of the figure, other than, of course, the head sculpt and the helmet. But it's that simple nature of the Flash, or Jay Garrick, that I really like. I've been waiting a long time for this figure, and I'm very happy that it finally came out towards the middle of the year, and just really happy with it. There are some very tiny issues I do have, but it's really negligible, and it's this an outstanding sculpt, especially that helmet. And we'll go ahead and take a look at it right now, actually, because this figure does not come with any accessories, so we won't have to go into that. And we'll just go ahead and take a look at the figure. And this is just a great figure, a nice representation of Jay Garrick. I really can't find too many complaints with this guy, and it's just really cool. Starting off, of course, with the best thing, I think, is the helmet on here, and it's got a that vac metal, I guess chrome type of material on there, of course, to represent the goddess speed, Hermes, that this helmet represents. I think I can't remember the history of how he got the helmet. I don't know if it was a Doughboy helmet that he altered to make it look like Hermes or not, but it's very well done. I really like it. It's glued onto his head, so it's not removable on there, and I don't know if it's was intentional or not, but the way this is glued, it's slightly at an angle, and whether it was intentional or not, I think it turned out really well. I think it's really cool that it's off a little bit, and I'm gonna guess it was intentional, but it's very nice. It's slightly angled to his right there, and it adds to a bit to Jay Garrick's character there, and it just looks very cool. And of course, you can see the wingtips here on the sides of his helmet, and it's actually I'm not sure. I think it's a gold plastic. I don't think that's painted, but it's like a gold yellowish plastic. You can see some details on the wingtips there, like feathered sculpt on there. It's very nice, and mine turned out rather well as far as where it's not warped too much. It's made of a softer plastic. You can bend it a little bit, and it looks like mine turned out well in the packaging. This one here is just slightly curved more inwards, but not enough for me to complain about it. But I'm very happy that it turned out nicely there. And also taking a look at the head sculpt, that's another thing that is excellent with this figure. I really love the head sculpt there, especially where the Four Horsemen sculpted that slight smile at the side of his mouth, really to add more to the character. Jay Garrick has always been more of a not a dour type of individual, more a happier type of guy, a hero that loved what he was doing. And I think the Four Horsemen sculpted that onto his face very well, and I really love it on there. And the application of the paint on the eyes are very well done, not skewed or anything like that. You also have the graying at the temples here. I think the paint on here is just a little too thick, but that's okay. It does have some dry brushing of white on top of the gray there. And then you also have the darker brown hair on the back there. Very well done. I really love how they did the head sculpt and the helmet. Now the rest of the figure is basically a standard buck, but you really didn't need to do too much, or the Four Horsemen didn't really need to do too much with the figure, and it's a lot of reuse, especially from the DC Universe Classics line, but it's just very well done. I mean, you can see the shirt that he wears, the jeans that he wears, and boots. It's just very nice, and you can see the lightning bolt here. The paint on the yellow is pretty good. The only issue I have here is right here at the very edge of his upper abdomen area has still got a little bit of red on there, but not too noticeable, especially when you bend the figure downwards there. But still, it would have been nice to paint that little bit of edge yellow there instead of have it red. It does tend to break up a little bit on the lightning bolt, but it's still nicely done. I think it's very well done. And then you also have the belt here that he wears. This is a separate piece that's glued onto the lower torso there. And you got the lightning bolt there with silver buckle there and painted loops on his jeans. Kind of cool. No loops painted on the back though, but that's okay. Not too bad. Now these are supposed to represent jean type pants, although it's just regular reuse of the buck on the leg. But I don't mind that much. It's got a nice wash. You can see darker blue along the sides here, and there's also a wash on the shirt here along the arms. Not too much, but still, it does carry off the image that he's wearing a shirt, especially with the seam at the shoulders there. It's very, very well done. And then, of course, you have the boots here. Would have been a little bit better design on the boot here, but that's okay. It does carry off that he's wearing boots, and you can see it's sculpted here, and it's not simply just painted from the leg down. A little bit of the bleed onto the boot here with the blue. Again, to me, it doesn't bother me that much. But you can see some of the sculpting here, some of the wrinkling on the sides of the boot there. Very cool, and I just really like it. Simple design, but just very well done. Now, as far as articulation goes, it's your standard DC Universe Classics buck, so it's got the standard DC Universe Classics articulation, but I think it's rather well because it's simple. There's nothing hindering any of the articulation anywhere, and I was surprised at the amount of articulation at the head. I was thinking that there might be limiting, especially with the back of the head there with his hair, but there isn't. And I will go over the articulation now, but the head does go all the way around on there. And it does bend downwards as well as upwards. I thought it would limit it, but it does bend up even more. So that's very cool. I really like that, especially when you get this figure in running poses. It's very, very nice. So, and the head also tilts side to side. So you can get a bit of an emotive posing on there. So very, very cool. And I still like how they angled that helmet there, and whether it was intentional or not, it's very, very nice. The arms do go all the way around at the shoulder, and they do go out and in, as well as all the way around at the bicep area. The arms do bend at the elbow right there, in and out, and the hands go all the way around at the wrist. The torso can bend downwards, upwards, and back. Nice range of movement there. The torso can go all the way around at the waist, and the legs do go up, down, slightly to the back, as well as out to the side. And the thigh can go all the way around, and the knees do bend. Unfortunately, no swivel cut at the boot. You would think there would be one, but there isn't. And the feet bend downwards and upwards nicely there. No ankle articulation on this figure. And one thing I got to do mention, with this leg here on the right, the entire leg was stuck at one point, and pretty much every joint on this leg here, and I had to really pop them into motion here, and this the outward articulation made a very loud popping sound. I was afraid I had broken the figure, but it just basically some of the paint that was loosened that may have gotten stuck when it was still drying. But it was stuck basically at this joint, this hip joint, even the thigh joint and knee joint, all stuck at one point, but I was able to loosen it, and it's pretty fluid on the articulation. Overall, great figure, a simple design, but just a really effective design, especially to represent Jay Garrick as the Flash. And I gotta say, it's gonna be one of my favorite figures for this year, just really for that head sculpt alone, and then the surprising range of movement that I was able to get out of this particular figure, and just one of the members of the Flash family, and finally to get the Golden Age hero here of Jay Garrick. Really cool, and I really love this figure. This is my casual peek into the DC Universe Signature Collection, the Flash figure, or Jay Garrick as the Flash. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.